Shortly, the Chancellor, the Honourable Macquarie and AO, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. As they've taken their position on stage, Advance Australia Fair will be played, and we invite you to join in the singing of the National Anthem. Would you please stand for the academic procession?
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Warumi Miriga. Hello friends and Nalawa. Welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country itself and to its people, and to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this afternoon. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it, And so he enrolled his daughter, Bulgari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up by Governor Macquarie in 1815, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired knowledge to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in more traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant that the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 240 years ago, he encountered people whom he described as one of the happiest people he had ever met. They were naked, they owned nothing but the tools they carried, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. Now, these were not primitive societies, these were ancient cultures. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, no rents, no mortgages, no homelessness, and no jails. People cooperated to collect the resources which were needed and then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands were maintained with fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. Now, this is not a dream or an ideal. This was normal life for us and for the longest time, and not too long ago either. And there's no reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. However, we're a clever people, and there is still much magic in the world, I believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good and we are naturally happy. I'd suggest you share your gifts with the rest of us and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this, and I'm confident that together we can create a country and a world that we can be proud of, and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine now by winding up and letting you graduate. I just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you, and welcome to country.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan, AO.
Thank you, Chris Tobin, for your welcome to country. Here at Macquarie University, we are very proud of our relationship with the Darug people, whose customs and cultures have nurtured this land since the dream time. So on behalf of the University and everyone here today, I offer our thanks and respect to their elders past and present. Well now, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. First, I want to thank all of you for coming today. A graduation ceremony is an important celebration of achievement, the achievements of our graduands, and of course also of the university itself. So it's very good that you're here, and I'm very grateful that you are. Excuse me. I also today want to especially thank those of you who have brought children with you, because it's good for them that they're here, because their memories of today and of the importance of today may one day be the thing that inspires them to emulate the successes of today's graduands. And their presence is also good for us, because every celebration is enhanced by the presence of children. And I'm glad to see that we also have a baby in arms over there. Babies are especially welcome. And unless babies and children have changed enormously since I was a child, one thing is certain: very few of them will be able to stay quiet or silent for the duration of a ceremony. I don't expect them to, I don't want them to, and I don't want anyone to worry if they don't. They are most welcome, and please let them run around and make as much commotion as they like. Now, the most important thing today is that our graduands have a great day, but you will only enjoy the day if you sit back and relax. Some of you don't look all that relaxed. Some of you look as though you're about to enter the exam room rather than collect your degrees. I can assure you nothing can go wrong today. Well, that's not true. The worst thing that can happen is that when you come up here, you trip and fall over. That's fine. That's why all these people are here, all expensively decked out in their academic gowns. Their job, if you fall, is to pick you up and send you on your way. So there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Just make sure you enjoy the day, because you deserve to take pride, great pride, in your graduation. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind. You need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So welcome and congratulations to each and every one of you. I also want to congratulate all of you who are here today as the guests of our graduands, because the very fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been very important in their lives and in the successes that we celebrate today. And I don't want you to think either that observing today's graduation is the end of your role. I have another very important service for you to perform for our newest graduates, as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never, ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always displayed in a position of prominence. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today, and participating in ceremonies just like this one. Indeed, there are some 50 universities in the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Now, I hope it won't come as a surprise to you to learn that Macquarie is not one of those 50 universities. We're relatively young. We celebrated our Golden Jubilee, our 50th anniversary, only 4 years ago. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. Those of us who went to school in New South Wales were taught that Macquarie was a great builder, and it's true, he was. But his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. His greatest legacy was the ethos he established, much to the annoyance, I might add, of the British authorities, of an egalitarian society, because it was Macquarie's insistence that in this fledgling convict colony there be no distinction between the free and the freed that was the foundation of the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And that is the legacy that here at Macquarie we will always aim to maintain and honour. Now, notwithstanding Macquarie's greatness, it's fair to acknowledge that some of his actions would not actually pass muster today. Removing Aboriginal children from their families, even for the purpose of their own education, would certainly not be tolerated today. I wonder how many things we accept today we will one day look back on with shame. One of the attributes I hope Macquarie University will impart to all its students is the capacity for moral and ethical reflection, and a yearning always to help right the wrongs, not just of the past, but also of our own time. After our first 54 years, we now have over 184,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 140 countries. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. We're now ranked in the top 2% of the world's universities. From our beginnings, we have defied the traditional boundaries of academia. We've pioneered, and we continue to pioneer, learning and teaching approaches that challenge conventions and shift thinking. Our students play a major role in their own learning and are empowered to guide what and how they learn. We're also research pioneers. Our framework for the future, world-leading research with world-changing impact, is brought to life by renowned researchers whose bold and innovative solutions to issues of global significance are of enormous benefit to the world we live in. And by the way, that's not some idle boast either. I'm sure most of you at some stage in your lives make use of Wi-Fi. It might come as a surprise to you to learn that Wi-Fi was not developed by scientists at Harvard or Cambridge or Oxford University. No, Wi-Fi was developed by Macquarie University scientists and engineers in conjunction with scientists from the CSIRO. Now that's something that Macquarie University can be rightfully proud of, as can the CSIRO. The research that's currently underway at Macquarie is no less significant. I'm sure all of you will be aware of the recent death of Professor Stephen Hawking, a brilliant scientist and a marvellous and inspiring man. The disease he fought almost all of his life was motor neurone disease, and I'm very proud to say that our Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences is at the forefront. In fact, I think it's fair to say we are the Australian leader in helping to find a cure for that dreadful disease. And believe it or not, some of our researchers are even working on an innovation that will prevent shark attacks on surfers. In fact, we have countless research projects underway, all of which have enormous potential to add to the world's knowledge and well-being. We're also proud of some of our new or relatively new facilities, including our Australian Hearing Hub, our library and our hospital. We're the only university in Australia which owns and operates its own hospital. But we have a lot more to do to make sure that all of our facilities are fit for purpose. That's why when you arrived here today, you may have thought for a moment that you were visiting a war zone. The big hole in the ground outside, just behind me, is the site of our new central courtyard, which will house new food and beverage facilities, other social and study areas, as well as on-campus student accommodation. A little further away, our arts faculty building, one of our oldest, has been completely gutted and will be replaced by a new arts precinct, which will also include new spaces for our superb museums and galleries. So we're looking forward, and we are on the move. Here at Macquarie, we have a very clear and straightforward mission, and that mission is to transform people's lives and to improve the lives not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Well, now, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Dr. John Edwards. John Edwards is a Senior Fellow at the Lowy Institute and an Adjunct Professor at the John Curtin Institute for Public Policy at Curtin University. He's a Director of CBUS and the Committee for Economic Development of Australia. John was previously a member of the board of the Reserve Bank of Australia. Earlier in his career, John was Chief Economist for Australia and New Zealand for the HSBC Bank, and prior to that, Senior Economic Advisor to Prime Minister Paul Keating. John holds his PhD in Economics from George Washington University and his BA from Sydney University. He is the author of a number of non-fiction books, including the recent biography of John Curtin, Curtin's War, an earlier biography of former Prime Minister Paul Keating, and a Penguin Lowy special, Beyond the Boom. I now invite John to deliver the occasional address. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. John Edwards.
Thank you, Chancellor. A great honour to be invited here today to give this occasional address, and let me begin by adding my congratulations to all the new graduates here today and to their loved ones, who also deserve congratulation for your achievements and for supporting you through to this marvellous day. You've had to work hard over many years to get to where you are today. You and your parents have paid substantial fees, or you've had now a formidable HECS debt. Your living standard in recent years has probably been fairly modest. There are probably a lot of things you wanted to do you didn't have the money or the time to do in recent years. But after all that, here you are today, your accomplishment, your knowledge warranted by a top-notch university. A degree that will be respected anywhere in the world because Macquarie is rightly respected. Some of you here today are already well into your careers, and most are on the threshold of your careers. You will now be able to experience the world in a different way. You'll have more command over your lives, more possibilities, more money, more decisions to make about the path of your work career and where it will take you. I'd like to hold up my career to you as one you might well emulate, but in all honesty, I can't. You're already in front of me because I didn't graduate with an undergraduate degree in economics or finance or business or accounting at all. I spent the first half of my career as a journalist. It was a lot of fun and I learned a lot. I wouldn't have learnt in any other way. But those sort of jobs don't exist anymore. I did my doctorate in economics in Washington, DC, while I was working as a journalist. I had the great good fortune, when I finished my doctorate, to be offered a job as an economic advisor by the then Treasurer, Paul Keating. I guess that's what really allowed me to make a mid-career transition between journalism and economics. My work since then has been built on some combination of the economic skills I acquired in the second half of my career and the writing skills I acquired in the first half. I've had a great time and my work has taken me to many unexpected and interesting places and circumstances. But I have to say, my CV reads more like an itinerary than a career. I wouldn't commend it to you. Our two children observed my career while they were growing up. They both chose to become lawyers. If my career is anything, it's a useful example for two things. The first is, you don't have to do the same thing all your working life. If you get bored or you want a new challenge, you can acquire new skills and try something else. The ability to acquire new skills is a wonderful thing. You'll probably find, as I did, that the skills you acquire in one line of work are also useful in another. You can combine and recombine your skills as you go on. The second reflection is that in anyone's career, luck, chance, circumstance and serendipity play a very much bigger role than you expect. Career advisors won't often tell you that, but it's true in most people's experience. Our working lives are a large part of our human experience. They're a large part of our apprehension of our of the world, of our understanding of it. So one thing to bear in mind is that so far as possible, our working lives ought to be enjoyable. There's one other reflection. One thing I hope might happen, and I think probably will happen to you as time goes by, is that you'll recognise that your accomplishment, the one we are celebrating here today, is greater than acquiring a useful set of career skills, important as that is. In learning about finance, about accounting, about economics, about the way business works, you've acquired skills that will help you not just in your work, but towards a richer understanding of human civilisation. We think of finance and accounting and economics as very modern and contemporary disciplines, as indeed they are. But they're also very ancient disciplines and reflective of the evolution of human society. They embody some of the great intellectual attainments of human civilisation. For thousands of years, our species, human beings, have been trading with each other. Tools, metals, horses, meat, hides, dyes, shells, precious metals. Some of our earliest known records are in stone or metal or papyrus, and are accounts or financial contracts. Others of our oldest records in human civilisation are of who owes who for what. They are financial records. And some of the oldest artefacts in our museums, including the museum here at Macquarie, are coins. We know that from the earliest dawn of recorded civilisation, there was already specialisation of activity. Some were farmers, some shepherds, some sailors, some traders. As soon as you have specialisation, you have exchange and the possibilities for developing better skills and new technologies. In the ancient Roman world, and long before the Roman world, there were markets at which supply and demand were matched at a price. There was property and capital accumulation. There was technological change with new and better metals, better tools, new crops, new trade routes across the desert, new ways of marine transport and conducting maritime commerce. There was in all this the essential foundations of economics. Double entry bookkeeping, as you know, was invented more than half a millennium ago. In the English-speaking world, we like to think modern economic thinking began with Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations in 1776, the same year as the beginning of the American Revolution, and 2 years before the beginning of European settlement in Australia. So you here today, graduating, have not only acquired commercial skills useful to you in the business world or in the public service, useful to you in getting a job, you've also acquired a powerful conceptual apparatus, a way of analysing and dealing with many of the possibilities and problems of human life. You've acquired a conceptual apparatus which helps you to understand this large part of human activity, of human aspiration. You'll notice as you go on, you've probably noticed it already, that things that are clear to you or becoming clear to you are mysterious or muddled to your friends who did not have the training that you have. You may not understand medicine as they do, or law or engineering, but you do now have the means to begin to understand great issues, like the collision between America and China over trade, the origins and consequences of the global financial crisis 10 years ago, the reason we've had in Australia 27 years of uninterrupted prosperity, all things into which you now have insight. You've got the tools to think about great public issues like the Hayne Royal Commission and what it's revealing about the conduct of banks and insurance companies. You have the tools to manage your own prosperity. You have the means of understanding a large part of activity, an understanding like that, like modern medicine or modern law or modern engineering, is a result of thousands of years of thought and teaching and practice, and which you in your turn may build upon. It's not a bad beginning. It's not everything, but it's quite something. Congratulations and good luck.
Well, graduates, I'm sure you'll agree that was an outstanding occasional address, as I knew it would be. There were some very significant observations and some great advice there. It certainly is true that you shouldn't expect that what you see as your career path today will be where you end up in 30, 40 or 50 years' time. I'm about the only person I know who at the age of 10 wanted to become a politician, who ended up becoming a politician. John started out as a journalist, ended up as an economist, and most of you will start out with one thing in mind, but will end up taking a number of different courses throughout your career. So don't be reluctant to do it. Embrace those opportunities as they come along, and I'm sure you'll find life very, very rewarding. I think John deserves another great round of applause for an outstanding occasional address. Well, we now come to the key part of the ceremony, the reason that we're here, and that is the conferring of degrees. Now, I did say to you earlier on that there's nothing for you to worry about, but I have to admit that this is the one part of the ceremony that makes me just a little bit nervous, because I was informed many years ago by a mutual friend of John and mine, the former Chief Justice of New South Wales, that if I conferred a degree on someone who was not eligible to receive it, it was very, very difficult, if not impossible, for me to take it back. So before I confer your degrees upon you today, I need ironclad assurances from the Acting Registrar that all of you are eligible to graduate today, that none of you were ever late in submitting an assignment, and that none of you ever skipped a class. Can you give me those assurances, please?
Chancellor, I certify that all the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
That's you. Graduands, in the name of the Council of Macquarie University and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Will you please be seated? Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. I now call on Professor Leonie Tickle, Associate Dean, Learning and Teaching of the Faculty of Business and Economics, to present the graduates. Professor Tickle.
Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Business and Economics. The Faculty of Business and Economics is the largest faculty at Macquarie University and one of the largest in Australia. We are an applied, engaged and global business school. Our role is to create knowledge through applied research in the areas of marketing, management, finance, economics, actuarial studies and business analytics, and accounting. Working with our academic and corporate partners, students and alumni, we create and share research that addresses business and societal challenges. Our programs are innovative and include engagement with industry as well as the development of employability skills. The skills developed are in demand globally. Our programs are recognised and accredited by key industry bodies, and we enjoy a strong reputation amongst the business and professional communities. Our graduates have starting salaries well above the average for all Australian business schools. These graduates have the skills, knowledge and purpose to make a positive contribution to their families, to their communities and to the world. Chancellor, I'm proud to present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Professional Accounting. Vanessa Abu Chaya. Fahim Asfar. Jonathan Brooke. Priyanka Bhaktawan Singh. Evelyn Chu. Lucy Lo Chu. Vincent Lam. Michelle Chi Chin Lu. Alexander Miller. Pranav Nagaraj. Sashan Naika. Lin Dan Nguyen. Ramneek Oberoi. J. Ken Pan. Sharanya Ramakrishnan. Paula Yu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance. Jared Austin. Hao Ba. Jen Rung Amber Chern. Chon Kit Chern. Hua Chong. Nathan Coonrads. Antonius Evan. Zehui Feng. Yi Hung Guo. Hui Lan Huang. Se Han Huang. Yu Rung Huang. Gan Hui Jiang. Sumit Kalra. Jessica Kuo. Brian Yi Hong Leong. Xu Li. Jia Ling Liu. Xing Liu. Susanna Mabu. Abhishek Maran. Jia Lin Chiu. Guan Yu Su. Olivia Triana. Ryan Shek Yue Wong. Wei Lin Wu. Yu Shu Wu. Chang Lung Yue. Wei Zhang. Wei Lin Jung. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. John Chuo Bai. Patrick James Bakepowell. Joshua Capaldi. Jeremy Vincent Delos Reyes Carlos. Ka Ming Matthew Chan. Chuo Chi Chen. Yan Lin Chen. Jonathan Jude D'Souza. Lily Dam. Ya Wen Deng. John Dibb. Tyler Ecob. Wendy Fang. Jared James Fian. Alexander James Fiorentino. Kashish Gupta. Matthew Haynes. Trijayuan Hariono. Jordan Heddy. David Hong. Tawinder Kaur. Chung Juin Lee. Henry Lee. Yan Hua Lee. Shunbo Liu. Dang Fong Andy Liu. Yahweh Liu. Du Guang Luo. Gua Shun Ma. Michael James Matthews. Luke MacDonald. Thomas Graham McBride. Rowena Nadan. Aaron Nettleton. Kevin Nguyen. Chung Pan. Isabella Pekovic. Ida Maria Rosalie Poyonen. Xin Yi Ren. Yi Ren. Xing Chen Wei. De Sheng She. Joshua Schubitz. Lakshya Shivanandaraja. Jing Tang. Mernke Tang. Yasmin Tong. Daniel Van Jan. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Global Business, Ashley Brennan. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Accounting, CPA Extension, Norbu Tenzing Pradhan. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Actuarial Practice, Peter David Beck. Bhargava Patwari. Sabaranath Setanath Krishnan. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Banking and Finance, Syed Shoaib Ahmed. Akriti Baheti. Mainsha Burrow. Alexander Beganov. Andrea Charco. Shivang Chaturvedi. Frederick Chege. Shreya Das. T. Mi Tung Doan. Shubham Goyal. Rajashri Guha. Yuan Feng Jia, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Abhishek Keeney. Lin Hong Luo. Parishi Kamal Parikh. Hai Yan Pham, who has been awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Abhilasha Sanan. Mohammed Hasnain Shigri. Apita Sripati Tantri. Yan Mu Tao. Krishma Tayal. Anant Raj Vats. Meng Ting Shu. Hung Guang Yang. Ding Yun Zhang. Ying Zheng. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Commerce. Yu Tung Cheng. Sheng Cheng Cheng. Charlene Di Prosecco. Hong Gao Doan. Yao Ge. Xia Ying Hong. Mu Zhu Xu. Yi Huang. Basam Javed. Tianming Lei. Jingjing Li. Yanyu Lu. Jingwen Lu. Yuchen Mu. Ti Tuet Mein Nguyen. Jia Di Pang. Tanmay Naresh Parekh. Nathan Samios. Ivan Sojadi. Yi Chern Tang. Nguyen Quinn An Jan. Hao Young Wang. Jingjing Wang. Hua Chen Yu. Yingwei Zhang. Shexiong Zhao. I present the graduate from the Faculty of Arts admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts Media, Lauren Dalton. Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Business and Economics.
Chancellor, I call on Ms. Ti-Mi Teng Do An, who has graduated today with a Master of Banking and Finance, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Ms. Do An.
Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates, family and friends. First of all, congratulations to all of us for finally graduating today. It's really my honor to be here today sharing my journey. I believe that my own journey also portrays an experience that most of us have had while studying at Macquarie University. I would like to start my story from the time 2 years ago. In July 2016, I left my home country and traveled alone to Sydney to pursue a higher degree in Australia. Before that, I had never traveled by plane, so that 8-hour flight was the first flight in my life. The motivation that leads me to this important decision are my parents. Neither of my parents achieved a formal degree at university because of the poor living conditions, but they were both aware of the importance of education in my future. Their expectation and aspiration for education encouraged me to step out of my comfort zone and come here to pursue the master's degree at one of the top universities in Sydney. Although I spent a year on learning English and preparing myself for this big journey, I went through all the challenges like other international students: homesickness, language barrier, cultural shock, and work-life balance issues. I still remember the feelings during the first week at university. I was so excited first, then worried, and then confused. Learning English in my home country, I never encountered different accents. And while my classmates were raising the question during the lecture, I was wondering if they were speaking English. And yes, of course, it was English. But it took me a while to realize that. I'm sure many of us have the same experience. I was big fish in a little pond when I was at home. And when I came here, I lived in a new reality. To overcome these challenges, I set the rules and guided myself to keep learning, exploring, making new friends, and helping each other. For the last 2 years, I worked with the City of Sydney as an international student ambassador, running many different events to help international students and local students connect to each other. I also volunteer for over 300 hours for different activities in our community. And I will continue doing that to learn more about the local culture and to help international students feel welcome while studying here. All the difficulties I experienced do not imply that I didn't enjoy my life here. In fact, these challenges make me a stronger and more confident person today. I was so grateful for studying here and being surrounded by so many nice people. There were lecturers and tutors that tried to remember my strange name and check if I was okay with the study. There were friends that brought me different viewpoints of the culture and working style. There were housemates that cooked their traditional food for me. And so many other incredible people I've met along the way that I never said thank you enough to. The network I've built up is one of the most valuable assets to my future. Besides that, university also prepares us with the skill sets and mindset to help us get ready for work. The program is designed to prepare students for joining the global workforce. On the projects, individual assignments, presentations, and exercise were helping me discover my potentials and grow personally and professionally. I believe that standing here today speaking in front of hundreds of people is a result of the public speaking and presentation practice. We were also trained to self-study, look for the new information, and adapt to the change of the working environment. I know many of us are looking for jobs. Some of us have already had very good jobs in the industry. Some will further their study or run their own business. I believe that no matter where the career path will take you to in the future, you will always find the network we built and the skills and knowledge we learned at university useful. Today is a big milestone in our life. We completed our degree and it's opening many doors to the next stage. Before moving forward, let's take the time to thank all the incredible people who have been influencing and supporting our journey. In my case, they are my parents, my sponsor, and Macquarie University. No matter where we will go, let's keep in touch and together build a globally supportive Macquarie University alumni network. Last but not least, I wish all of you all the best for your future endeavors. And once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Well, T, that was a marvellous speech. Congratulations on it, and congratulations too on your master's degree of banking and finance. And I'm really pleased that you ventured on that first plane journey to Australia. Thank you very much for coming to Australia, and thank you very much for studying at Macquarie University. I'm sure this is not the last we'll hear of you. I think she deserves another great round of applause. Well, now, that wasn't too bad, was it? That glorious voice, ladies and gentlemen, belongs to Angela Brewer. And I have to say that you were very fortunate that Angela was singing at your graduation today. She sings at most of our ceremonies, but every now and again she can't make it. And when she can't, I do the singing. So you were very fortunate. I think she deserves another great round of applause. As do our fabulous musicians over there on the trumpet, Melanie McLaughlin, and on the organ, Dr. James Forsyth. Thank you, James. Thank you, Melanie. I'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives from our alumni community, volunteers, all of them, who come to each of our graduations. There's some over there and some over here who come along to make sure that everything runs smoothly at your graduation. I'm sure you'd like to thank them as well. And I have a special thank you to that lovely little baby over there who was brilliantly behaved throughout the whole ceremony. Congratulations, baby. Well, now, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it is certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of over 184,000 Macquarie alumni spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. And graduates, please do make sure that you come back to Macquarie, either to undertake more study or attend alumni events, or use our aquatic and fitness facilities, or even, if you like, just to enjoy a picnic down by the lake. Well, now, graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it either, because almost everything you do in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or a kind gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned, not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, especially those who have not had the opportunities that you've enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. I charge you, wherever you go, go with all your heart. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Now, graduates, I hope also that you'll always remember the people who have helped you along the way, many of whom, of course, are here with you today to help you celebrate this great occasion. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm now going to ask you to do a few things. Graduates, would you now all please stand? Now I want you to put your degrees in the seats behind you so that your hands are free. And I want you to turn to face your families and your friends. And now I invite you to give them a mighty round of applause. Now, graduates, you can turn around now, but please don't sit down because we'll be going out in just a moment. But please don't forget to pick up your degrees. We don't want anyone leaving their degree behind. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will, as I've mentioned in a moment, lead the official party out through the centre aisle, and we will be followed by our newest graduates. And I hope all of you will then join the academic procession down to the Macquarie, where I invite you to stay with us and enjoy some light refreshments. I would now ask everyone to please stand. And please remain standing until the last graduate has processed out. Well, graduates, I wish you the very best for the future. And in the words of the old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, good luck.